Hello everyone, welcome to Rev Sports. And there's a big breaking. Team India's test squad is announced now, and everybody was waiting for the test squad to announce because there were a lot of question marks and a lot of questions as well, which were needed to be answered. That will Ravindra Jadeja get his chance or not? What is the update on Jasprit Bumrah? Who will be there in the squad? Who will not be there? So now this squad has been announced, and straight up I'll come to Shamik, just simply tell me that what are your opinions on the squad, and also Jadeja is back in the squad, in the test squad now.
Uh, Absolutely along the expected lines, Srishti. If you read our selection preview yesterday, in fact, we are the only one to mention that Sarans Jain is in with a chance. Sarans Jain, we are the only one to mention. Because it was obvious in the sense that Washington Sundar, and BCCI has confirmed that he will miss the first test. And as far as my sources are concerned, there is a big question mark of him playing the second test also. So, from that point of view, you have to have an off spinner against a batting lineup that is overloaded with left-handers. And Saranj, in June, July, went to Sri Lanka, in fact, in Galle for India A, took 7 wickets in 2 matches and scored a 70 in the second game. And Jadeja was always, Jadeja is still India's first choice spinner in red ball cricket. Even Ajit Agarkar said that when he did that press conference after the Afghanistan test team selection. So he said he was rested. But and I can tell you, they have been mulling on bringing him back to the 50 over fold also. Because I mean, the if you look at the options, even in the 50 over, you don't have a better all-rounder. You don't have a better all-rounder than they are banking on. They are investing in Harsh Dubey, but they still don't have a better all-rounder than Ravindra Jadeja. So Jadeja coming back was along the expected lines. Jasprit Bumrah, what we have written with an asterisk, exactly with an asterisk. But last night we reported that Jasprit Bumrah, the way he has been recovering, and he will check in at the COE this week. So he might even play the first test. But there's a question mark over his availability in the first test. But the way he has been progressing, he might even play the first. Over to you, Srishti.
Okay, okay. Bharat, your opinions on the squad. Then we will obviously we will talk about the individual, but all of your opinions about the squad is also important. So Bharat, your opinion on the squad which is announced.
Yeah, most of it is kind of expected, I guess. Most of the players you thought would get into that squad have got in. Yes, Saransh Jain, a very fine utility cricketer in his own right. He's been around for so long, playing for Madhya Pradesh every single time. You open a scorecard in a Ranji Trophy with Rajat Patidar captaining or whoever it is, you see Saransh Jain's name in that particular scorecard, him taking a few wickets, scoring a few runs down the order. And yes, you have to say that for his performances in domestic cricket, somewhere I guess he deserved an opportunity. Full credit to him for putting in consistent performances in domestic cricket. He's played for India D, he's played for India A. Most of it is on expected lines, including the seam bowlers, including the spinners. Ravindra Jadeja obviously was expected to be in this squad. In Test cricket, is still a valuable member of the Indian test squad because he can also contribute so many runs down the order. Yeah, there are a couple of players who I guess their availability will be subject to fitness. Jasprit Bumrah obviously is one of them, though I genuinely believe whatever little I gather as well, I genuinely believe he'll be medically fit, but I don't know whether he will be match fit. That's another thing that the Indian think tank have to assess in Sri Lanka about his match fitness, because there's always a difference between being medically fit and being match fit. Otherwise, it's basically on expected lines. The one new inclusion obviously is Saransh Jain. Yes, as I noted, full credit to him for putting in fine performances in domestic cricket for a long period of time and for India D as well as India A.
Okay. Vaibhav, coming to you next, what are your opinions on the squad announced? As we can see that Devdutt Padikkal is also there in the squad. So, what are your opinions on the India squad?
See, Devdutt Padikkal was there in the one of test squad against Afghanistan as well. And then if you
Yes.
look at Devdutt's career after that, he went to Sri Lanka. He came here for that A tour and scored runs. After Dhruv Jurel, Sai Sudarshan, he scored the most number of runs. So Devdutt Padikkal, because of that tour of Sri Lanka where he got runs in these conditions where there's a lot of help for the spinners, I think he did enough to impress the selectors and retain his place. So no, surprises when it comes to Devdutt's inclusion. He retains his place. But yeah, happy. I think around 1 week back, 7 days or 8 days back, I was telling Devashish that if Washington gets ruled out, there are only two contenders who come close to him when it comes to like replacement. One is Saransh and other is Tanush Kotian. But just because Saransh is a better off spinner, if you look at the last couple of years, you see Saransh is far better off spinner when it comes to Tanush. Tanush has become more of a batting all rounder, I would say. But I have seen Saransh bowling really well for rest of India, India A. In last 1 year, he has travelled so much with India A, and I remember one of the games he played for rest of India against Mumbai. I think it was in 2024 in Lucknow, where there was not a lot of help for the spinners. Sarfaraz Khan was doing well. Then Saransh was the only one from the rest of India bowling attack who made its mark. So I think he's a very good bowler. He's a very canny operator and handy with the bat as well. So yes, if you look at the squad which was picked for the Afghanistan one of test, only Harsh Dubey misses out, which is obviously on the expected lines. You will not have three left arm spinners who can do the same kind of thing. With Ravindra Jadeja coming back, Manav Suthar, because he made his debut and he picked a fifer, he impressed a lot. So obviously it was bound to happen that he will retain his place. But not at all surprised with the squad. I think Saransh was due for a test cap, was due for a call up, and I think after a long vigil, after a tough domestic grind, he has earned his cap. He has definitely earned his cap. If you talk about the way he has performed in the last couple of years, I think it was always about, because if you go back last 1 year. 1 year back, then people were saying Tanush Kotian should get it, because Tanush Kotian has done phenomenally well. You can ask Shamik Das as well. Shamik Das follows Mumbai cricket a lot, and there is a lot of talk about Tanush Kotian. The prospect that he is a very nice prospect. But the thing is, if you want to look at solely as from a bowling perspective, Saransh is a better bowler. Side spin, over spin, he has a lot of variations under his sleeve as well. So I think he is ready. He is ready, and I think apart from that, all of the remaining, if you look at Dhruv Jurel's selection as well, it was a no-brainer. He scored 2 centuries here, if I'm not wrong, against leading India A against Sri Lanka. So yes, squad more or less on the expected lines. Harshit Rana not available. Nitish Kumar Reddy ruled out, as we said, and Shamik already reported that squad will be announced on Tuesday, and it is Tuesday that we are talking about.
Yeah,
Uh,
100%. Yeah.
Srishti, the thing is that I'm very happy. I'm very happy that Saransh has been picked, just because it shows that once you are in your mid 30s, you don't become a persona non grata in Indian cricket. So what's stopping the selectors to bring Bhuvneshwar Kumar back in white ball cricket? That is my
Even
question.
Rajat
No,
Patidar, for that matter. Even Rajat
and,
Patidar.
and now you
100%.
have now you have shown that you don't have that OT taboo. I would say OT means over 30. OT taboo. Now you don't have an over OT taboo, and you have included someone who is 33 years of age, and you had that in mind. That's why at 33 years of age you sent him to Sri Lanka with the India A team. Now, what's stopping you to bring Bhuvneshwar Kumar and, like Vaibhav said, Rajat Patidar back to the white ball pool? You should do it. Age is just a number. It is about the skill set. But once again, one thing I need to inform our viewers is that as per the BCCI press release, there is a question mark over Sai Sudarshan also. His selection is also
Yes.
subject to fitness clearance. We don't know the nature of his injury, but if Sai Sudarshan doesn't, I mean, if he's ruled out as sort of, if he can't make it, then Devdutt Padikkal will bat at number 3.
That's what I was about to talk about. That if Sai Sudarshan is not playing any of the certain game, then Devdutt Padikkal will get his chance. And everybody was talking about Devdutt Padikkal being in the squad, but he is in the squad since a very long period of time. He was there in the Border Gavaskar Trophy as well. Yeah, he got one game, but apart from that, he was not getting chances in the playing 11. So this is, I think, the time, Bharat, when Devdutt Padikkal could get a chance at number 3, and also the concern about the Indian team's number 3 is still there because they are rotating the number 3. Yes, Sai did a good job. There is no doubt behind it, but still they are rotating the number 3. So, what do you think that Devdutt Padikkal getting into the 11, playing at the number 3, if he does a good job, do you think it would be a bit difficult for Sai to come back?
See, from Devdutt Padikkal's point of view, he scored a lot of runs in domestic cricket. So hopefully he will come good. But in my humble opinion, I don't think there's a standout performer in domestic cricket where you suddenly see and think, oh my God, this guy is our. Talking about red ball cricket. I'm not talking about white ball cricket. Where you suddenly feel, yes, this guy is our next Sachin Tendulkar or a Rahul Dravid or a Virat Kohli coming to the ranks. There's no such standout performer in red ball cricket in terms of skills, in terms of technique. So yeah, Devdutt Padikkal is a pretty good, pretty decent player. But if you look at Sai Sudarshan versus Devdutt Padikkal in terms of their skills, in terms of how they go about their business, I don't see a massive difference between two of them. It's like unfortunately, it's like someone warming the benches, and you feel that this Devdutt, yes, I'm not talking about Devdutt Padikkal in general view, that X player is much better than Y or Y is much better than X. That is how it is at present in as far as India's red ball cricket is concerned. Even if you talk about spinners, yes, credit to Saransh Jain, but it also tells that there aren't many good red ball spinners going around. One of them, I guess, was Saurabh Kumar, but unfortunately, he's past his best, I guess. My friend Saurabh Kumar is past his best in terms of his cricketing skills. So I don't really see too many spinners who are really good. So that is why I think Saransh Jain has got in because he's a fine utility cricketer. So somewhere I think it tells you that there are bigger problems when it comes to India's red ball cricket, as far as India's red ball cricket is concerned. But yes, from Devdutt Padikkal's point of view, hopefully he will grab his opportunity if he gets a chance and score a lot of runs. Because what I've seen, one change I've seen with Devdutt Padikkal is, as someone who has watched him closely as a fan of Karnataka over a period of time, is that he is now scoring big hundreds in domestic cricket. There was a time when he was getting a lot of 50s in the Ranji Trophy. I think he had just one first class 100 in his first 2 3 years,
Yeah.
but now he's converting those starts into big hundreds. So he has that appetite for runs. But in my humble opinion, I don't think there's a massive difference between Padikkal and Sai Sudarshan in terms of their class. So yeah, but I'm pretty sure if he gets a chance that Padikkal will try his best and come good. But one more point I just want to add about Padikkal. When he played in Australia for India A against Australia A, there I think he scored some 80 or 90 runs about a couple of seasons ago. So that also tells that somewhere is matured as a cricketer, as a red ball cricketer. Hopefully, at some point of time, when he again plays Test cricket, he will do well.
Okay, okay. Vaibhav, my question to you would be that right now Bharat stated an issue that the India's red ball spin is a bit of a concern because obviously there's no doubt behind Ravindra Jadeja's talent. Nobody is pointing him out, but the thing is like there are less youngsters. So, what are your opinions on it? And before you answer the question, can you please read out the squad once for the viewers?
Yeah, definitely. Shubman Gill, captain, KL Rahul, vice captain, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Rishabh Pant, Sai Sudarshan, subject to fitness clearance, Dhruv Jurel, Ravindra Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav, Manav Sutar, Jasprit Bumrah again subject to fitness clearance, Mohammad Siraj, Prasidh Krishna, Gurnur Bra, Devdutt Padikkal and Saransh Jain. And coming to your question, see, I think they have got a good mix of spinners for this particular series. If you look at the variety that they have got two left-arm spin bowling all-rounders in the form of Ravindra Jadeja and Manav Sutar. Then you have a reliable match-winning Chinaman in Kuldeep Yadav, and then obviously Saransh Jain as an off spinner. So I think they have got all the bases covered when it comes to the spin bowling department. I think, and the best part is all of these bowlers have played in these conditions, so they know the conditions, and this is what touring with India does to you. So I think it's a good squad when it comes to spin bowling department. It's good, yes. Ravindra Jadeja's role will be very crucial because he has played the most. He's the most experienced member of the entire squad, if you look at that way. And for opportunities, I think a lot of players have the opportunity. See, because Nitish Kumar Reddy is not there, Washington Sundar is not there. So I think now it is a good opportunity. It will be good opportunity for somebody like even Dhruv Jurel. He's batting as a specialist batter in this team because the way he batted for India A in that Sri Lanka A series, Red Ball series, I think he should deserve a look. He deserves a chance in the playing 11 solely as a specialist batter, and he could fit in the lower middle order. So I think this will be the series where if Dhruv Jurel gets an opportunity, he has to make big runs. Otherwise, with Washington Sundar coming back and Nitish Kumar Reddy coming back, then you have a New Zealand Test series. Then it will be very difficult for him to find a place, solely as a specialist batter. So I think it's a good opportunity. I think it's going to be a toss up between if Bumrah misses out, then obviously Mohammad Siraj will be the first choice pacer. Then who will be your second choice? Because I don't think they will be going with more than two pacers for the Gaul test at least, because Gaul conditions doesn't allow you to a lot of assistance for the pacers. So I think it will be a toss up between Gurnoor and Prasidh Krishna. Gurnoor bowled really well for India A in these conditions. Just a few weeks back he was here, only 3 weeks or 4 weeks back. So he bowled really well. He got a 10 for as well. So I think it will be a toss up between Prasidh and Gurnoor for the second pacer spot if Bumrah misses out. But yeah, if you ask me, Sri Lanka's playing 11, if I look at it, how there are so many right-handers in there. What I'm getting is Pathum
Yes.
Nissanka is all set to play the first test. He's set to recover. He hasn't played the LPL. He was not there for the test series as well. So Pathum Nissanka, Lahiru Udara, two right-handers. Then you have Dinesh Chandimal, Dhananjay De Silva. So a lot of, I think, top five of the top five batters, there are four right-handed batters. So I think I won't be surprised if they will go with, even if they go with two left-arm pacers. I won't be surprised because Sri Lanka are going to be right-handed heavy for the upcoming series.
Well, this is a point, small point. This is a small point on spin bowling. What I wanted to say
Yes.
is that it's not about the main spinners. It's not about Jadeja and company. I was thinking about the second line of spinners coming through the ranks. I think that's a problem as far as red ball cricket is concerned, because a lot of them bowl with a flatter trajectory. That's fine. In the DRS era, everyone is trying to imitate Ravindra Jadeja. But Ravindra Jadeja is still a little bit different in the sense that he can get you 2.5 degrees, 3 degrees of average turn, bowling at 92, 93 kilometers per hour, 94 kilometers per hour. Everyone doesn't do that. When the pitch is turning, the kind of side spin that he gets, and that is why it's very effective. So I think that's a problem as far as the second line of spinners is concerned. The only one who looks really good is Manav Sutar, because he can bowl quicker through the air and also he can slow it up, give air and get enough purchase. The only other spinner I really see is promising is Nikhil Kashyap, but Nikhil Kashyap is too raw. So at present they can't go to him. That's why I think they have selected a utility cricketer in Saransh Jain who can bat, who can bowl obviously enough overs of off spin.
Okay. Very rightly put. Point noted, Bharat. Coming to Shamik next. Shamik, my question to you would be that Team India is going to play in Sri Lanka. And in India also, we have seen Team India struggling with the spin. Team India was struggling to bat in front of the spin even when they were playing in their home conditions. So what are your expectations about Team India's batting order facing the Sri Lankan spins, because Sri Lanka was never an easy pitch to bat on?
Srishti, you are absolutely right. I mean, this batting unit cannot. They badly struggled against Mitchell Santner on home patch. They couldn't play Simon Harmer on the home patch. I mean, two home series whitewashes over a 24-month period. So sort of not over a 24-month period. I mean, less than that. In about a year and a half. So two home series whitewashes. That was there was a point such things are unthinkable. Now we are getting used to it. We are getting used to it. That is the thing. Now the fact of the matter is that it would be hell. I mean, it would be very very tough. But this series is something beyond expectations or what you can do playing to your potential. This is a series that India cannot afford to lose. Simple as that. That India cannot afford to lose. Because if India loses, first of all, it will I mean, whatever chances they still have to qualify for the WTC final, it will put paid to their chances of qualifying for the WTC final, number one. And I can assure you that if India lose this series, there would be changes. I'm not naming anything, I'm not taking any names, but there would be repercussions. That I can assure you if India lose this series. So this is a series India cannot afford to lose. But if you look at that batting lineup, you that doesn't inspire much confidence if Sri Lanka Sri Lanka might come up with nonsense. I don't know. Vaibhav is there. Vaibhav is doing the LPL, and he will. I mean, he's getting a power stand experience of the pitch, but the test pitch would be completely different. And also, I think Vaibhav, they are not playing these white ball matches at Gaul. Gaul is a completely different proposition. Second test, SSC. SSC, the ball moves a bit. The ball moves a bit. Initially, the ball moves a bit. I have been covering cricket in Sri Lanka since 2001. SSC, the ball moves a bit, but Gaul is a completely different proposition. And test pitches are completely different proposition. So I don't know, because 2 years ago when I was there to cover the white ball series, India struggled badly in the ODIs. They lost all their ODIs against Sri Lanka, and they couldn't handle Spain. They couldn't handle Walalage. Now you never know what is going to happen, because if you look at this batting lineup, you get KL Rahul is there. KL Rahul is a solid batsman. Yashasvi Jaiswal is a solid batsman. But if you talk about pure world class, I'm talking about in the lines of someone like Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma, if you talk about some pure world class, there is only one pure world class batsman, that is Shubman Gill. I'm not disrespecting KL Rahul. KL Rahul is a fantastic servant of Indian cricket. He is a very, very good player. Yashasvi Jaiswal is a very, very good player. And Rishabh Pant also. But you never know about his consistency when there would be that brain fade. You never know. But he is also, when at his peak, he was a world-class talent. But if you go beyond this four, then what you get? The likes of Dhruv Jurel, who stabbed at Simon Harmer on at Guwahati, playing at home. He got out like a batsman from overseas. And if you see the collective skill set of this batting unit, countering Spain on a turner, on a ranked turner, there are question marks. But whatever it is, I reiterate, India cannot afford to lose this series.
110%, because your WTC cycle is in the line, and if you lose this series, then it would be the second WTC cycle when you are not qualifying for the final. Last time at least you were on number one.
Just add one thing. I don't think India will lose this series. I'm putting my name on the line and saying it because the way Sri Lanka played in the West Indies, if India is going to lose this Sri Lankan team, then for the next 6 months, don't ask Indian Test cricket, because the way Sri Lanka, I saw them play against the West Indies, the way they played against the West Indies team, they are at the lowest step. If India are going to lose to this Sri Lankan team, then things are very bad with regard to India's record.
But Bharat, the thing is, Team India was not supposed to lose to New Zealand as well in their home conditions. I'm not comparing New Zealand with Sri Lanka.
Still is better.
But still.
Current Sri Lankan team. Correct, Sri Lankan.
100%. Okay, before I come to Bharat, I'll talk to Vaibhav first, because Vaibhav is there in Sri Lanka. Vaibhav, how big of a concern is Team India's batting lineup in front of the spin, as we have seen in the couple of series, South Africa, New Zealand as well? They were struggling a lot against the spin, and Shomik very rightly put that. Yes.
Srishti, I'm sorry to interrupt. Before you go to Vaibhav,
Yeah.
I'm taking your leave because I will have to join Bangla Live.
Okay.
Okay,
No
you
issues.
please continue. I'll switch to Bangla Live.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for joining. No issues. Yeah. Okay. So, Bharat, how big of a concern is Team India's batting lineup and also like Rishabh Pant? Because I don't think Sri Lanka is a pitch where you can, just bat the way Rishabh bats in India. So, what are your opinions on it?
Bharat or Vaibhav?
Vaibhav,
You just said Bharat after you
no, I
said
said
bye to Shamik.
Vaibhav.
No. You go back and you listen to yourself. What you said. Anyways,
No, no, I'm
see,
asking you.
I,
Yeah.
I'll tell about the conditions. See, first thing for Sri Lanka is the concern of their main players. The first choice players, Pathum Nissanka is coming back up from a long injury layoff. How he does, it's a big question mark because coming back from injury and doing well straight up is not easy for any player, even for a quality batsman like Pathum Nissanka, who's inarguably the best all-format batter of Sri Lanka right now. Then you have a Lahiru Udara. I think a lot of owners, a lot of eyes will be on Lahiru Udara. He's been in a different zone when it comes to the batting. He's been their most informed batter. If you look at the last couple of months, he scored that 188 against fiery West Indies bowling attack in Antigua in testing conditions in Antigua. I think he broke Sanat Jaisura's record for the most number of sixes hit in a test innings. So I think Lahiru Udara looks like one player, who can tackle all kinds of bowling. So he's a great player. But again, if you look at Dinesh Chandimal's form is a concern. Dhananjay De Silva, we don't know. He scored a century. Yes, he's a reliable batter. But after these four batters, then there is a concern because Kusal Mendis is injured. And I'm telling you on record, there are very few chances, very slim chances of Kusal Mendis playing that Gaul test. Again, Kusal Mendis is their first choice wicket keeper batter in Test cricket. He bats at seven. So if he doesn't play, Layur Udara in our exclusive interview has clearly said, I am not going to keep. He has revealed that he will open.
Yes.
I asked him about his role, whether he will keep in if Kusal Mendis misses out. He said, no, I am not keeping. Then I said, "Are you? Then you are opening?" He said, "Yes, I am opening." So he himself revealed that he is going to open the innings. That means Sri Lanka still have to choose a wicket keeper batter. I don't think they are going to go back to Niroshan Dikwela. If they do, I'll be very surprised. There is a very promising uncapped wicketkeeper batter called Anjera Bandara, which is coming up through the ranks. He was there in the Sri Lanka A squad as well. So I think he could be the second wicketkeeper choice or first wicketkeeper choice after Lahiru Dara. Lahiru Dara is a wicketkeeper batter there. And so, see, Sri Lanka has a lot of concerns with respect to their players, first choice players, injuries. And if you look at their spin bowling, it's Prabhat Jesuriya, Sonal Dinusha, who's a batting all-rounder, who can bowl left-arm spin, but he's a more of a batting all-rounder. And then you don't have anybody. Most likely they will recall a Ramesh Mendis because what I am getting is there was a bowler called Paris. Paris is not here. He has travelled to UK to play there. So now there is a lot of concerns in regards to the spin bowling attack. A lot relies on how Prabhat Jesuriya bowls. He's a Gaul giant. A lot relies on him. Sonal Dinusha again, how he bowls because he's not a proper spinner. He's more of a batter who can bowl a bit. Then that's a spin concern for Sri Lanka. Pacers again, Asita Fernando is the only pacer that you can rely on. Vishwa Fernando, I don't know if they are going to go back to him. Milan Ratnayake, there are players, but again, injuries and form is a concern. So Sri Lanka is at their worst right now. If you look at the test squad, they are at their worst. And that is going to hamper. And again, coming to the conditions, last year when Australia traveled to Sri Lanka, they got flat wickets. 2 matches they played, both of them were won by Australia. Steve Smith led Australia. Steve Smith was the player of the series in that series, 2-match test series. And Sri Lanka were whitewashed. Why? Because Sri Lanka changed something. They were all Sri Lankan conditions, or you always expect spin to play a big role. But if you look at the last series, that series against Australia, there were flat tracks. In both the tests, over 400 score, over 500 score, they were easy to make. So I think if they offer similar conditions to a team like India, then I see India whitewashing Sri Lanka easily. If they get flat tracks on turning tracks, again, it is a difficult it is a difficult thing to choose any of these teams because both teams are poor against spin. I cannot pick one, but if they provide flat tracks like they did to Australia, then I think Sri Lanka will be in big trouble. I think if they have not taken lessons from that Australia series, home series against Australia, then it will be very difficult. So I think conditions will play a big role. I am not assuming that it will be a dust ball in goal. If it happens, then obviously then Sri Lanka will play to their advantage. Spin to will play to their advantage. But if it is flat in SSC and goal, then it's hands down India, because if you look at the quality of batters that we have in flat conditions,
Yes.
there are hardly any batting lineups better than India, even if you minus Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. So I think a lot will
Yes,
depend on
100%.
conditions, but if you look at Sri Lanka's team combination, it's all but very very sorry looking things at Sri Lanka cricket at the moment. They are expected to announce their squad on 1st of August. Let's see what happens. We have named a lot of players who will be there, and we will continue to break developments whatever we get from here around the Sri Lankan squad.
Okay. Yes, Bharat. You want to add up something to Vaibhav's point?
Yeah, I will add a few points. One, Prabhat Jayasuriya has not been in great form in the recent past. Yes, he's a call gladiator. Gladiator, I agree. But in the recent past, he himself has not been in the greatest of form. And Ramesh Mandis, he also used to do well in goal, but then they dropped him for some reason. They dropped him because he was combining pretty well with Prabhat. So if they have to go back, Ramesh Mandis, he tells that yeah, there aren't many spinners going around in Sri Lanka. Just a couple of them has already it's already been noted. Paris perhaps is not playing in Sri Lanka now. So they have problems even if you look at their batting lineup. I watched the first test, not exactly the second test between Sri Lanka and West Indies. They were getting 20s, 30s, 40s. They don't really get big hundreds. Yes, in the second test they went and scored a lot of runs. Perhaps the conditions were flatter. So they have problems in their batting lineup. They have problems even in their pace department. I think India should win this test series. This is just my general opinion. I'm not saying it will definitely happen. India will definitely face a lot more problems. I believe in New Zealand because you will get one after another wobble seam merchant out there, and I don't think India are prepared to face so many wobble seam merchants. But in Sri Lanka, I think they should win. Even if you look at their performance against Australia, when Sri Lanka played Australia, it wasn't just about them not getting it right with their batting or the spin bowling. They dropped catches as well. So they are at their lowest step, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe with this Indian test team, they may do something else.
That's the
but,
same
but I,
same
but I
feeling.
still,
I
but I
have the
still, but
same
I still,
feeling.
but I still believe this is a test series that India will win. But again, who knows? Maybe in another 1 month time or whatever it is, someone will put up this video on Twitter or whatever it is and tell Bharat Ramraj said 100% India will win this test series and India have lost the test.
Oh God.
but looking at the Sri Lankan test side, I think they are going through maybe most likely in 34 years of watching Sri Lanka's test cricket, 33 or whatever it is. I think this is their worst phase. So this is India's golden opportunity to at least win one test series somewhere before going over to this.
Hopefully India wins this test series and keep the hopes of the WTC final alive. Before we close the show, one last question. Vaibhav, coming to you first. Vaibhav, we have seen a lot of injury issues nowadays in the India's side, and we have talked a lot about it. That there's a lot of injuries issue in the India side. So, what are your opinions about it? Because again, see, with all due respect to all the Indian bowlers, you still need Jasprit Bumrah to play all the test matches in order to win, because you usually struggle whenever he is not playing in like outside India. So what are your opinions about
Not
it?
very sure that has happened because I just want to add one point. Because
Yeah.
even last year when India played England, the two test matches actually that Bumrah didn't play, Siraj, Akashdeep,
Mm-hmm.
and Prasidh Krishna actually raised their games and India went on to
Yes.
win those two test matches. So who knows? Maybe the others again will raise their games. That can usually happen. I just wanted to add a point. Sorry for getting it.
Even
No,
if
no, it's totally.
India has won Champions Trophy without a Jasprit Bumrah, so it's not like, see, obviously Jasprit Bumrah is an indispensable part. You cannot replace the irreplaceable. He is
Yeah,
irreplaceable.
but that was white
But
ball. No?
that was
Yeah, right.
see,
Yes.
again. If you go back 2025 February, we were discussing, a lot of our viewers, a lot of fans were like, "Oh, Jasprit Bumrah is not playing. What will happen to us?" Mohammad Shami is returning from injury, how we will win Champions Trophy? See, when you lose Jasprit Bumrah, there will always be questions if you are going to win or not. That is the quality
Yes,
of that
100%.
player. But even if Jasprit Bumrah is not there for the first test, I think Gurnur Brar, Mohammad Siraj, these players are good enough to rattle Sri Lankan batting lineups. I don't think you require a Jasprit Bumrah to rattle these batters in Gaul or even in SSC. I think Siraj has a better record than
Correct,
any
Siraj.
other Indian bowler in Sri Lankan conditions, specifically against India. He has done well against Sri Lanka whenever he has played against them in whatever format. So you have to see that as well. And Sri Lanka and Siraj was your best bowler when you traveled to England and leveled that series. So again,
100%.
Siraj often he goes under the radar because of Jasprit Bumrah's stature. But Siraj, I think, has been a workhorse, no doubts. But yeah, I think injuries has been a concern. There are two things to it. One is obviously self-awareness plays a big role. Your lifestyle, how you are looking after yourself. I think that is the first thing. And then comes the role of the center of excellence, the medical team, the physios, and everyone else. So if you are giving a right to play card to a player, you make sure he's 100% fit. It shouldn't be like the case of Hardik Pandya. He checks in, he gets the fitness clearance. He was due to join, and then at the last moment, they said no, he cannot
He's
join. He has
not.
picked up another injury. So that shouldn't end because this has been happening regularly with Indian cricketers and with the contracted players, BCCI contracted players, your first choice players. So I think there is an issue. First, players also have to look at the mirror and ask if their lifestyle, if they are doing things right to keep themselves fit for the longer run. And the other thing is the center of excellence. Their medical team also comes under the scanner. So I think you cannot just pinpoint and blame anybody in this. I think it's a combined
Obviously.
player of the entire system. So that's my opinion, and let's see how much. I think Siraj will be fit because he hasn't played any sort of cricket since since that test series. So one-off test. So I think he should be fit, and if Siraj is fit, so I think he will do the job even if Bumrah is not fit for the first game.
Also, the point.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
India's pace bowling department, I think, comes under more scrutiny than the batting or spin bowling as far as those players coming through the ranks is concerned. But in my humble opinion, if you look at the players coming through the ranks, India's best department in terms of raw materials is pace bowling department. Just that some of them are inexperienced. So it's just about nurturing the likes of Mayank Yadav, the likes of Gurnur Barar, because these guys have the raw attributes. It is just that they're a little bit inexperienced. So I'm pretty much sure they will do their job, though in Gaul, you don't expect much for the pace bowlers. And as I noted, when Bumrah was not there in England, Akashdeep at Edgbaston, Siraj at Edgbaston, Prasidh and
Yeah.
Siraj at the Oval, they raised their game. So somewhere it perhaps it's an indicator that when your spirit is not there, it kind of motivates others to lift their game. So I'm pretty sure they will do well. But as I noted in Gaul, it's all about how well your spinners do. Maybe they will get a little bit of swing up front because of the breeze. That's all.
100%. Very rightly put, Bharat. Okay, so on this note, we have come to the end of the show, and the squad is announced, as we said, and a lot of discussion has been done. Vaibhav gave a very good insight. Bharat and Shamik, as usual, very good insights. Thank you so much, Bharat, and also Vaibhav and Shamik for joining. For more such updates, news, and latest news, keep watching Rev Sports. Thank you so much for watching.